Hello everyone and welcome back. Today what we are gonna do is add details to the head. Okay, I'm just gonna show you the process I'm following to do that before we start working on the body. Again, this is not an anatomy course. This is just about sculpting a character, but of course I think you might need a bit of foundation to work with. So first I've attached all my objects for the head, and then I'm just gonna do a remesh, and you're gonna see that now you can see inside the object, but once the remesh will be done, everything will be one object. Here you can see the actual polygon size, and once we will start the remesh, of course I will make them much smaller, like that. Okay? And as you can see, there is no mesh, no part of the old object inside the head now. Okay? So, let's start sculpting. These are my face sets that are created when I do the remesh with several objects. Okay? And now, this is what I've got. We're gonna start working with the ear, which is, I think, the easiest part. Okay? And of course, I'm just gonna switch from one tool to another using the shortcuts, and you can see them if you leave your mouse over one tool long enough. Okay, so let's start. At the back of the ear, you most of the time got this kind of cylinder shape, okay, where the ear is attached. So I'm just gonna add that at the back of the ear, and also at the front you've got some kind of recessed shape first. You remember that the remesh process had details everywhere on the face, and now because the ear needs finer details, I need to do another remesh with a finer size. Okay, now you can see I can sculpt easily within my ear. I'm gonna switch my viewport settings to a matcap so that I can see the shapes a bit better. And now working my way towards building my ear shape. What I'm gonna do here is add a grease pencil object, just so that I can show you the basics of the shape of an ear, in case you didn't really know or you don't know how to start. Okay, it has this kind of question mark shape, and within it a Y shape, just like that. Okay, and then you've got a few other smaller details, but those were the main shape, the question mark and the Y, plus this little thing here that everyone can see on his own ears. Okay? And this is mostly the shape I'm gonna try to recreate within my ear. Okay, so now I'm just moving things aside to create the lobe, okay, the bottom part of the question mark. Creating my Y shape here with a kind of double fang shape at the bottom of it. Okay? And as you will see me doing, and as I think you know, sculpting, like everything in fact, once you've got the basics, it's just about refinements and perseverance to get the correct shape. Okay? So, I'm also speeding up the process. Okay? Because otherwise this was about like more than 1 hour long for the entire head. Okay, and this, once you get the basics, you will see that I'm not deviating too much from it, just adding details so that you can see the shape much better, and going over all of it from a lot of different angles, what 3D allows us to do. Okay, so now you can see here my mesh is a bit stretched, okay? And to sort that, what I can easily do is just to redo another remesh using the same settings, so that my polygon will have the same size, but they'll be more evenly distributed across my shape. Okay, now I can modify them again without having this stretching effect. Okay, so refining again and again. And of course, I had the X you're activated because I'm working now on both sides of the head. And you can see now my ears are finished. Next, what I'm gonna do is work on the nose. And again, I'm gonna start with showing you a small drawing of the nose. If you draw the eye socket with a skull here, you will notice that the top of your nose is bones, is solid, while the bottom part is like cartilage. Okay, so it's softer. And so in the nose, you got this kind of cartilage parts, the tip of your nose, and then the tail of your nose. And from the front view, this is what it will look like. Okay. And I kinda drew something like 4 parts. Okay. One here, the bone area, one here, and one here. Okay. So let's start this on the nose. I'm gonna make the top part a bit thinner and then add something just above so that I will have this kind of recessed area, the bridge of the nose, I think it's called. Okay. Maybe not. I'm sorry, I'm still bad at naming the correct things, but I mean, you've got a nose as well, I hope you do, and you know which part it is, okay? I hope. Okay, so let's keep on going. I've marked the place between the bone area and the cartilage area, and now what I'm gonna just do is create a shape for the tip of the nose. Okay, I'm adding just a small thing at the bottom here, which connects the nose to the top of the mouth area, and now you can see the direction of my marks. Okay, they are very specific to what goes inside the nose, and if you notice, once I use them like that every time I'm just adding details to my nose, this just creates almost the final shape of the nose. And again, it's about refinement and taking time to do it. And of course, don't forget the holes, okay, that you can easily add right at the end. Now that the nose is here, I've realized that the ear doesn't work anymore. This is gonna look strange at the end because I'm kinda doing almost realistic like features, but the original shape of the head was really stylized. This is not correct in terms of proportions and shape if you think about realism. Okay, that's why it will look a bit strange. And I did realize at the end that there is a few things with the jaw lines that is not correct, in fact. Okay, so forgive me about that. Okay, so let's keep going. After that I fixed the ear. Okay, now it's time to move on to the mouth area. Okay, so again, a small little drawing. This is the nose, and the mouth is just about these parts. Okay, the upper lips and the lower lips, and then the bottom parts, which is connected then to the chin here. Okay, with these little things just below the nose. And from the side, remember, this is exaggerated, but the shape of the mouth is not flat, it is rounded, almost like a sphere. Okay, so let's do that. And now that I've added the mouth, I think it's just a bit too small. Will be stylized, but it's just too small for what I want to do now, which is going a bit closer to realism, although it will not be. Okay, and now I'm just rounding up my shape until I'm satisfied. I'm tracing my lips now, the middle line, and now it's time to add volume to those lips. Okay, just like that. I'm kinda using the clay strip brush most of the time, okay, to add or remove materials from my sculpt. And now I'm just adding the lower lips, and you can see it's not correct, but you've got the shape in place. And now again, it is just about taking the time to add the correct details to to my mouth. There is something we need to know. Most of the time, the lower lips is recessed compared to the upper lip. So I'm just gonna adjust this, okay, using the grab brush. Now I'm just keeping on going, working on my lips, using the remesh modifier, the same setting sometimes, to just, as I did for the ears at the beginning, make sure the topology for my mesh is even enough so that I can still work on my shapes. Okay? Don't hesitate to also zoom out of your model to just make sure everything is alright from a further point of view. Okay? So, adding the chin, okay, so that we will just add this little detail. And then what you can see me doing here, and you will see me do it again later on, is sculpting a bit the shape so that I can give it a smoother look. And here I'm just gonna fix the ear area. When I rotated them earlier, I just didn't fix the connections. Okay, now I'm just sculpting a bit my shape and smoothing it up so that I can move away from this faceted look. Okay, and now it's gonna be time for the eyes. I'm just gonna use this, and for the eyes, think about this skull below, where you've got two big holes, and inside these holes you will have the eyeball, okay, some kind of round shape. Then you will have the upper and lower lids, and then the iris, okay. If I draw only the eyeball here, you have the upper lid, this kind of raw shape, and then the lower lid, okay, and the pupil, okay. And if I draw it simpler, this is looking like that. So let's start with drawing the shape of our hole, but in the skull again. I'm just gonna mask this area, invert my mask, and then dig a hole into this. I think the hole was a bit too deep, but that's okay. We can still fix everything we are doing. And now, because the eyeball has a circular shape, there is no better way to do it than using a sphere. I'm gonna modify it so that we can see the cornea. I think that's the part of your eyeball that is going outward of your eye. Your eye is not totally spherical, okay? And now I'm just placing my eyeball at the correct place and giving it a mirror modifier. And our goal from now on is to build all the lids and everything around those eyeballs. So I'm just gonna add some mesh around, okay? It's taking a bit of time because, as I said earlier, I dig the hole a bit too much, okay? But that's alright, it just takes time. I need maybe a few hits on the remesh button. In here, I think the iris was a bit too large, giving him a really strange looking eyes. Now I made them smaller. He looks a bit frightened now, but that's gonna be alright, okay, from now on. So now that I have my holes and the shape I wanted to give it, I'm just gonna work on the lids, the lower lids first, and then the upper lids, okay? Just about adding materials, digging a hole somewhere, then maybe creating some lines to delimitate some shapes, okay? And I think we are getting closer and closer, okay? Adding even more details to these eyes. I'm reshaping them because I thought he was looking a bit too frightened, okay? And now I'm just adjusting the skull area just a bit and making sure it's not looking too faceted again. Okay, so I think we're getting close to the end now. It is looking alright. There are still a lot of things that you professionals will tell me that is not correct, but that is just the basics, so that with this at least you will know how to create or how to add details to the shape of a head. Okay, next time we are gonna start a bit on the body, but more on the clothes after that. Okay, just adding a few details here to the eye because this is important. And well, I hope this was helpful and that you learn a few tricks, okay, so that you can also yourself do a complete face, okay, with details. He's lacking some hairs, okay, maybe we'll work on that. I'm not sure because we are not gonna sculpt the hairs, not yet at least, but stay tuned for more. As I say, I think I'm gonna leave you here. I wish you, as usual, the best of week. Mine has started quite nicely. I hope this is the same for you. Enjoy creating, sculpt away, and I'll see you next time with great pleasure. Take care everyone. Bye.